Hi, I'm Kat Bailey here at E3 for the second Role Players Realm Video Extra, and I'm here with production director Ashley Cheng, who's currently working on Elder Scrolls V Skyrim. So my first question for you, Ashley, is between Oblivion and Elder Scrolls V, you guys worked on Fallout 3, so I'm curious, like, if there's anything you learned during the creation of Fallout that you've taken over to Skyrim.
Definitely. You know, we have a tight core at the development studio. We've been together for over 10 years. We worked on Morrowind, Oblivion, Fallout 3. We took a lot of time redoing the technology, redoing our render, our animation system. One of the key things that we took over from Fallout 3 is actually sort of the leveling system and how the world levels around you. You know, one of the major complaints about Oblivion was sort of the leveling of the world and how it kind of scaled with you. We've taken and adapted the Fallout 3 leveling system so that it's more dynamic, and it's a lot more fun experience that way. You get easy encounters, you'll get tough encounters. It definitely, you know, tailors itself around you. That's definitely one of the main things we kind of carried over from Fallout 3.
The impression that I'm getting from Skyrim is that it's quite a bit more streamlined compared to previous games. Is it true that armor now comes in all-in-one sets rather than individual pieces?
So with Skyrim, we definitely spent some time looking at the gameplay systems, you know, and in terms, we wanted to make it more something that we wanted to change the system so that you can get in the game faster. You know, you pick up and you play. When you start the game, you immediately start, you know, you can equip spells and swords in either hand. In terms of the armor and those systems, you know, there's a vast amount of armor out there, and they're not really armor sets. You can change various boots and helmets and things like that. So it's not one complete set per se. You can mix and match, you know, the armor and the boots and the helmets. But they are, you know, fully featured armor sets. They're absolutely beautiful, and we spent a lot of time, again, with the rendering of the system of the game to make sure that, you know, the armor looks better than it ever has in any of our past games. The textures are massive, and again, the characters are absolutely beautiful. So we really spent a lot of time on that. We spent a lot of time on the animation system as well to make sure that, you know, it's up to the par with our competitors, and it's, again, you know, something that you've never quite seen before in our past games.
One question I seem to be getting quite a lot of interested in the number of guilds that you can get in Skyrim. So are there quite a lot, as in the case of Morrowind, or are there a few, few like Oblivion?
We have 3 major guilds that support each archetype. There's a Thieves Guild in one of the 5 major cities, Riften. We have the Mages Guild, which is at the College in Winterhold, which is another settlement city area. And then we have the Fighters Guild, which is the Companions, which is in one of the other major cities, Whiterun. There are a lot of other miscellaneous quests as well. There's a main quest. There's a lot of other stuff in there as well. If you were paying attention to the demo, there may have been a hint of another faction as well. And with the new Radiant story system, we're able to dynamically change the quests and tailor them. We really wanted to support sort of the 3 major archetypes of the game. You know, most people play as either sort of a thief-type character, or a magic user, or a fighter. However, you know, because you can now dual wield either spells or weapons in each hand, you have the ability to, you know, switch up and either start out as a thief character and then switch over to a mage, or play sort of the battle mage kind of thing. And with the Radiant story system, it's not really, you know, 3 fixed storylines per se. I mean, they will change and adapt based on what you've done or what you may not have done, who you've made enemies with, who you may have killed, who your friends are, stuff like that.
One question that I've had, can you become a leader of a guild in Skyrim?
We're not really talking about that yet. So, but nevertheless, the endings are, I mean, they do have story arcs, and they're really, really cool, just like our past games. They do have their own individual characters and stories, but we're not talking about that.
Are you able to confirm whether you can still become a vampire and/or a werewolf?
There's a lot of stuff in the game we'd love to talk about, but I can't talk about it.
All right. So, another question that I've received from my readers. The dragons are quite a large part of Skyrim, from what I'm able to see. I was really impressed by the dragon battle at the end of the demo. Will you be able to ride the dragons?
Oh, man. No. Sorry, you won't be able to ride the dragons.
Damn.
I wish. I know. I wish we could. They're literally like the first bullet point for this game when we went back and thought about what we want to do for Skyrim. The dragons are just these beautiful, phenomenal creatures, and you're going to kill a lot of them.
Have you guys given much thought to mounted combat for Skyrim?
Mounted combat. That's really, really cool. It's definitely something that is always sort of on our list. But for Skyrim, there won't be any mounted combat.
That's a shame. So, can you go into detail about the customization, the crafting, that sort of thing?
We have character customization. We've sort of redone how you create your character. There are tons and tons of options in the character generation menus now. You can, we have tattoos and scars and false eyes and different hairstyles and, over 50 beards, like tons of beards. And that stuff is really cool. The characters look better than they ever have. We totally redid those systems as well. In terms of crafting, there's a ton of crafting in the game. I think people are going to be really, really excited. If you're the kind of person who loves to just roam the wilderness picking flowers and berries and ingredients and making potions, you're going to love this game. We have tons of ingredients, a huge crafting system. We also have, you can cook food as well, and with the salmon and baking it and things like that. There's a lot of recipes in the game. A lot of that stuff's really, really cool. We're really excited about that stuff.
All right, last question. What do you guys think of the Wii U, and are you interested in maybe supporting it down the line?
I think the Wii U is pretty cool. I'm a big fan of new toys. I love new toys. When the first Xbox 360 came, we all were just giddy and jumping up and down. The Wii U is really, really interesting technology, and we're definitely looking at it. But we have nothing to announce or talk about really, other than to say, that's some really, really cool stuff.
All right, that's the Role Players Realm Video Extra number 2. Thanks for listening, and next week we'll have a podcast, so stay tuned for that. And thank you, Ashley.
Thank you.